up, guys? Welcome back to another video. You are tuned in and locked in live to Just Life with Zaria. That is me. I thank you guys for subscribing and liking this channel. For those of you who are already subscribed to me, thank you. For those of you who are not, hopefully you like this content and this channel enough to go ahead, click the like button, subscribe, leave us a comment, because I do read them and I do reply back. And if I haven't gotten back to you, I definitely will get back to you, okay? No time is more important than talking to my subscribers and sharing my, opinions and things of that nature, love with you guys, okay? So as you can see by the title of this video, and I know a lot of people are jumping on this bandwagon, but I noticed there's some things that people aren't saying, and those are the things that I'm going to address today. So as you can see by the title, you already know what this is about to be about and who it's about to be about. So let me start by saying I actually followed this family a lot. Oh, excuse me, guys. I love the dynamic of family. So I always follow family-oriented channels, authentic ones. Authentic ones. And that's from all over the world, not just America. So long story short, I've been following the Jacksons, and at first, they seem cool people. They're young like me. I'm in my mid-20s. I'm 25. So they're about 2 years older than me. I was invested, fully just invested in the dynamic of them being young parents, what they came from, just their charisma, they comedy, just all of those things, and they babies above all, right? So I was drawn in hook, line, and sinker like most people. And I followed them and watched their videos. And I've noticed over time as it's grown that at certain times, they would be too raunchy with each other. The comments that Justin would make towards Mahogany in front of the whole world, I just felt like your marriage bed it should be kept a secret. It shouldn't be broadcasted for the whole world to see, because it's not the whole world that's in your bedroom. Trust me, we know what y'all doing behind closed doors, because you have two sets of twins. You ain't just do that by immaculate conception. Her name ain't Mary and you ain't Joseph, okay? So I started noticing that their behavior towards each other was kind of just raunchy, but I just brushed it off because I'm like, okay, these cringe moments only happen so much in their vlogs, whatever. They married, I guess they feel like, they too hot to try at this point. So I just looked over that. But as time progressed, I started to see that they were just a little bit too much like the world. Y'all going on trips and Mahogany over here twerking on you, honey. And y'all supposed to be pastors talking about opening up another church. And this is what you're leading with. You're leading with worldliness and not godliness. And then you're literally taking God's kindness for weakness in everything that you're doing to justify it using God. Okay, kind of like a genie in a bottle. You rub them when you want to, but then when you want to do whatever else you want to do, God ain't nowhere in that, okay? Their trip to Miami, the recent one, was very inappropriate. They have naked posing on Instagram. First of all, neither one of y'all need to be doing that, because you have children who are going to see this. And he grabbing on her butt, she twerking, she got on lingerie, she come sit up on his lap. Too inappropriate. I really felt like I had a free subscription to OnlyFans. Okay, and I'm gonna just be real. Some things just should not be brought out. And I know people gonna jump on my head about this, or they may not even find this video. It is what it is. But I have to speak about the things that have already been happening leading up to this new scandal that they in now. So first things first was they already been raunchy on Instagram, but nobody had a problem with that. A lot of people were saying stuff, but it wasn't a lot of people in the back that was saying anything until this latest scandal. So recently they had posted a video about them giving birth, because they were bragging about having a third set of twins. Now I told y'all I'm fully invested at this point. So I'm ready for the babies, because I'm like, I love their kids. It ain't nothing towards them. I love their kids. And so she just recently had the babies, or baby, and they decided to post a video hours after she done gave birth, or minutes or whatever, stating that they were no longer having a set of twins. Now, I'm currently pregnant right now, and my biggest fear is actually losing my baby in the hospital or me dying and my husband having to raise my baby by himself with our other kids. And so that kind of hit home for me, because I'm like, here it is, my biggest fear, not leaving the hospital with my baby. And I'm 9 months pregnant, by the way, disclaimer. And you are basically holding one baby in your arm and you're supposed to have two. That is scary for any mom or anybody that's lost a child or anybody that's getting ready to have a child, whether it be their first, second, or whatever. And we following you, we sympathizing with you. And the best we get from y'all from that is that y'all really not about to talk about it that much. And I understand people need their space, but then you go on here to your other platforms that you have through YouTube and you're posting nonsense. Nobody's explaining nothing. Nobody's, like Lucy said, you got some explaining to do. Ain't nobody explaining nothing. So now it's like all this uproar and the YouTube streets is talking and they irritated with the Jacksons because they like, y'all lied to us. Y'all scandals. Y'all bamboozled everybody, hoodwinked them, led them astray, ran them up, did all that stuff. But what y'all don't realize is if you've been following for a while, like I've been following, a lot of y'all not critical enough because they've been doing things that are kind of like sketchy, kind of like, all right, y'all doing too much kind of behavior. Y'all doing too much and you need to stop. That kind of behavior. And so with them, it was like, for instance, their housing situation. Mahogany and Justin had did this whole video about them buying a house, but then Justin mentioned the landlord. So I don't know if that's about their old house or what that's about. I'm not going to speak on things I don't know for sure. But kudos to anybody who can get a house. We are in our mid-20s. It's not really that easy. But kudos to anybody that could buy a house. I don't even own a house. I live in an apartment. So I ain't going to talk on that, okay? But it's just like little things that they've been doing that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. But I feel like wasn't my business to too much talk on, okay? Because you know how y'all get when y'all make people y'all idols. Y'all love up on them and can't nobody do nothing to them. And blah, 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 blah. And now, boom, huge scandal. Y'all now want to jump down their throats. But you should have been catching on to what they've been doing for the longest. So yeah, like now there's this big scandal that they came home with a singleton baby and that they were supposed to be two and all this other stuff. But it's like, if you've been watching their channels for a while, a lot of stuff they've been doing is kind of sketchy. Like for instance, those skits with them like being caressed and touched on by other women and men. I don't care how much of an actor you think you are. I don't care if it is a skit. You should not be letting no man touch your wife, period. Playing or not. And should no woman be touching your husband. You took vows to that person. You know you got the answer for that, right? Should no man, I don't care what it is. And see, a lot of these people, well, they married and they did. No, even in Hollywood, it's not appropriate. When you take these vows, you're taking them seriously. You're supposed to be taking them seriously. Nowhere in that contract, in that covenant between you and God and that person, does it says that you can step outside your marriage. That is adultery. To even think it is adultery. And so it's been a lot of little things that just led me to believe they fake pastors. That's one. Two, they fake, period. Three, they don't like criticism because everybody's a hater. Nobody's a hater. People are pointing out your obvious sins to you. And they're a hater. They're labeled a hater because they're not supporting what you're doing. Because what you're doing is not matching up with what you're saying. And what you're saying is not matching up with what you believe. And what you believe is not matching up with the actual true way of living as a Christian. Now, I can't say this because I have been a backslider. I can speak on these things, okay? I'm not holier than thou. I am a backslider. So I can speak on other backsliders. And right now, even in your marriage, you can be a backslider. And they are backsliders. What did y'all expect from these people? Y'all put these people so high up, even before God. And y'all look foolish when they disappoint because they humans and they in the flesh and that's what they're going to do. And not only do you put them so high up, like under God, but you sometimes put them, you put them on the same level as if they're godly, and they're not. Not one time have I seen them exemplify godliness, holiness. Not once. I've only seen them exemplify worldly behavior. Justin cussed like a sailor. Mahogany, you always naked. You ain't never got no clothes on. Right? Right? Okay. What kind of example is that? And Justin, you got your belly out, your butt out, and everything else out that you could have on, trying to be a city boy. It's not appropriate. Especially not for a man of your stature. You don't need to be wearing no tight clothes, trying to be, no. I ain't saying you old, son, but when you somebody's pappy, and at this point you a pappy, and when she's somebody's mama, you a mother. A mother. You a mother. You can't be out here naked. You can't. And then it's always God this, God that. I hate when people do that. I'd rather be raw, real, and uncut than be fake, phony, and plastic. Y'all got to understand, people of YouTube, people of the world, let me give y'all this PSA announcement. Stop expecting for Christians to not lie to you, not swindle you, not be worldly, not backslide. Stop holding them to a standard. Better yet, stop believing that they won't do things that people who are not of God will do. Because this is what comes with the consequences when you put people here when they really just need to be surface level. Stop having expectations of people. Stop thinking that because, no, because y'all being foolish like I was. When somebody show you who they are, believe them. When somebody show you their hand, believe them. They've been giving hints all year round that they sketchy. Anytime somebody say we Christian pastors, but then you turn around and every time you look up, she got a lace front on with some lingerie on, pouncing on her husband in front of everybody, walking down steps trying to be sexy, looking crazy, okay? And he half naked with some shorts on, with a chain on, smoking a cigar. You got to ask yourself, how much of a Christian are y'all? Because we ain't supposed to be doing none of that. I would know, my husband got on me plenty of times about just various things that I even say out my mouth or think, or the way in which I portray I've had to literally go back to the drawing board when I met him about a lot of things because it's not appropriate. And I used to feel like, I got to be sexy. I can't be a boring Christian, or I can't be looking like no grandma. Listen, if there's one thing this pregnancy taught me, leggings in a t-shirt is your best friend, honey. And as long as my behind ain't out in these streets, I'm telling you, you can be sensual and appropriate. You ain't dead. But you just naked. Just being naked. Just being naked. And you twerking on the boardwalk. This is not appropriate. Your kids are gonna see that, ma'am. Sir, ma'am, your kids are gonna see that. You're not carrying yourself with decency, and you're not doing things in decency and in order. And that is the problem with a lot of these so-called Christians. I hate to say it, false prophets and people that want to throw God in there because they still want to live the way they want to live. Hello, backslider here, coming to you live. They still want to live the way they want to live without no repercussions. Don't say nothing to me. Now your newest video say I don't owe you nothing. Yeah, you kind of do owe them people stuff. I ain't buy y'all nothing, but that's beside the point. Y'all owe them people an explanation that did buy y'all stuff. Because how dare you sit up on your high horse and still bring God into the situation? Y'all are children of the devil. Children of Lucifer. That is who y'all are. Anytime you have chosen the world of almighty dollar over God, over your own, over morals and values, you a child of the devil. Y'all better take heed. Stop putting these people up on high pedestals when they need to just be here. And call a spade a spade. Stop sugarcoating it. And for y'all that saying sorry in the comments, y'all don't even know what y'all saying sorry to this family about, because you don't know if it was ever another baby in the first place. And they sitting up here acting like y'all feelings don't matter. And they do. You are a person. And if you spent money, you are a person that spent your hard-earned money to try to get these kids something, and it's only one. It's numero uno, right? One? No. Yes, they do owe you something. Stop sugarcoating it. Stop beating around the bush. They owe you something. They owe you an explanation. They got some explaining to do, because you need to know why they did that. Period. Like I said, I followed them originally because I liked the family dynamic, but then I started seeing the raunchiness in them, and the skits just got out of hand. And like I said, backslider here, I can talk about these things for hours. I'm not going to in this video, but I just wanted to address the fact that y'all really sitting up here putting these people on a high pedestal. Then you surprised and mad. Y'all wasn't mad when they saying they Christian pastors, but they out here being worldly, being naked, being young, wild, and free. Y'all wasn't saying nothing about that. We weren't talking about modesty. And now, because they done lied to y'all and schemed on y'all and plotted on y'all, and then saying they don't owe y'all nothing. Now y'all feelings hurt. Now y'all butt hurt about the situation. But where was all of this at beforehand? Why was nobody commenting on that video saying, hey, y'all doing too much? You want to know why? Because a lot of y'all are fake Christians just like them. A lot of y'all bring up God like he's a magical genie when you want something, and then you put him back in the lamp. A lot of y'all pick up God like y'all pick up a book, which is rarely, and put him down when you're done. A lot of y'all treat God like an ex that you just got rid of and don't never want to work it out with. A lot of y'all do that. So, yeah, to condone what these Jacksons are doing, you a fool. If you can't take the blinders off and see that what they did was foolery, clownery, it was a scam, and anything else, then something is wrong with you. And to them, I will say this. I loved y'all channel at first. I was very invested, and I feel like if y'all had kept that dynamic of just family, it would have been very good for y'all. People would still love you either way. But y'all had to go and be like the world. You had to go down the rabbit hole. You had to see how far you could go. And now look at you. Now look at what it's going to cost you. See, when you sell your soul to the devil, because this is his world. These are when you play dumb games, you win dumb prizes. And I hope for y'all's sake that this is not a dumb prize that you won. With that being said, guys, that's the end of this video. I really did not want to make this video, but I had to point out some things that y'all got to stop putting people on pedestals. Let's just end with that. Stop putting people on pedestals. Stop putting people above God. Stop putting people on the same level as God, because a lot of people are not even, they're not even surface level. They're not even kiddie pool. I don't even know what's lower than that. So with that being said, guys, this concludes this video. Make sure you leave me a comment down below if you are privy to these details of this latest thing with them. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below. If you're not, go watch them videos and you'll see what I'm talking about, and then come back to my section. Because I want to have a conversation. I want to conversate. I want to dialogue with some of y'all about what's y'all experience with this. Like, how do y'all feel about this? Do y'all feel like, don't come in my channel talking about don't be judgmental. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather be judged by people on this earth than judged by the Father. That judgment is final. That judgment is final. That means that's my resting place, whether it be heaven or hell, okay? When I'm judged by him and they say my name ain't written in the book of life, God forbid, you going to hell. You get judged down here, at least you can live through that. But the eternal judgment, so stop saying that only God can judge me. You do not want God to judge you. People aren't lining up ready for judgment day. They are afraid of it, and it's a reason why. You do not want God to judge you. I'd rather be judged by my peers than be judged by the Father. Hello. All right, guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.